Good morning, everyone. This is Barry Fair and Mark English with another edition of Out and About, and welcome to you on this Monday morning, the 5th day of September. And welcome along to you, and this is where we bring Out and About to you. Before we bring today's episode of Out and About to you, we'd like to say what a marvelous day we had last week. And joining me now in the studio, it's a very good morning to Mark English.
Good morning, Barry. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Out and About. So we're in the process of trying to decide exactly where we're going to go today, given that we've had a few administration issues to sort out before we got on the road and slowed down our plans, but we're ready to go now, and
I think Indropilly might be the go.
there you go. Indropilly it is.
So, just a few rules, ladies and gentlemen, before we do head off. Okay, don't get at the shopping center and go with your rubbish, because that is a disgusting habit. Here's Mark now to open episode 37 with Out and About with that.
Exactly right, Barry. There's no excuse for littering, and particularly in those public spaces, it's very nice for us when we turn up and it's lovely and clean. And of course, that's how we plan to leave the place, as everyone should.
So don't be an idiot and litter the shopping centre, guys, because there's absolutely no need to do that here in Brisbane or anywhere else. Here's Mark now.
Yes, and it's an easy trap to fall into, because you think you see people out cleaning tables in the shopping centres, but it's much easier just to turn up and have everybody's mess removed rather than having to do everybody's work for them.
So I have a bit of news to share with you shortly, but I will give you that at the end of today's show. I have an assessment tomorrow for the OT, so I won't tell you about that on the show today. So guys.
Very sexy to you.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
So guys, I'm just letting you know, this is very important that you adhere to the rules here. So we will continue this very shortly. But stay with us.
Yep.
Well, good morning again, guys. And here we are on Out and About with Barry and Mark. And we are in a black and white maxi cab. And we're off to Indropilly again today to see whether we can score 1,000 more tickets. Here's Mark now to open our journey with that.
Yeah, well, we're in the old rattle cage, and we've got a fair way to go to Indropilly from Bray Park, so probably a 45-50 minute taxi ride. And as Barry said, he's aiming to improve on his ticket haul at Time Zone today.
So this is episode 37, like I've said today. The River Cat Cruise again fell through because we, like I said last week on the show, water and electric chairs, they do not mix. Here's Mark now.
Yeah, we're going to get a good day sooner or later, Barry, but until it's going to be a nice fine day, we're not really in a position to make the most of it.
Because you never know with this Sydney weather, with Brisbane weather guy. So, in this taxi, I get to see the meter is running and we can't actually show you, but here's Mark to tell you how a meter is run.
Alright, so the taxi meters have a flag for when if you book a taxi, you pay a little bit more than if you just flag them down, but either way, you always pay a little bit up front, and then the taxi meter then checks off the number of kilometres, and you pay a certain fee for every kilometre that you cover. And it also has a timer, so that if you're sitting in traffic and going nowhere, it still ticks over based on time as well, which is only fair enough given that at peak hour some relatively short trips still take ages, and obviously the taxi drivers need to be paid for their time as well as distance.
So it is very important to be ready for a taxi driver and tell him exactly where you want to go. Here's Mark now.
A lot of times these days, if you use apps, you can actually put in your destination and get a fair estimation on the app anyway. But certainly, it's good to know where you're headed to, just so you might have a choice of which direction the taxis take it. Some trips are slightly longer but much more comfortable, or longer in distance but quicker in time, so you can adjust the fare according to what your preference is, whether you want to have the cheapest fare or you want to have the most comfortable trip or the quickest trip. So the fare is going to change depending on, again, distance is the main one.
Well, we might take a break, guys, and see you out in Indropilly. So stay with us.
See you there. Good.
Well, good afternoon. Sorry for that mix-up there with photos instead of a video. But that's YouTube for you. And here we are for the second week running at Indropilly. Here's Mark English now. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Barry. And what he didn't tell you was that Mark English, camera operator extraordinaire, let the team down by taking a couple of photos rather than a video on our last effort. So I'm glad I found out before we went to download the video.
So, here, going over some of the rules. Again, guys, don't pick up your rubbish and go because it is a disgusting habit. Here's Mark now for his opening sequence on the third part of our show today.
Thanks, Barry. And yeah, I'm total agreement with you. Don't throw your rubbish or leave rubbish lying around. These places are open public use, and it's nice to walk in and sit down at a clean table because the person before's kept their rubbish in check. So I'd just like to recommend everyone else that should be common behaviour.
So Indropilly, guys, is not a place to dump your rubbish. Here's Mark now.
No, at least they've got loads of bins here and obviously cleaning staff, but you know, more importantly, loads of bins. So take advantage of the facilities provided, throw your rubbish in the bin where it belongs, and keep the surrounds tidy and nice for everyone to use.
And this week we are outside the Pig and Whistle Hotel. Here's Mark now.
Yes, you notice that Barry correctly said we're outside the Pig and Whistle Hotel, not at the Pig and Whistle Hotel. So it's connected to the food court here at Indropilly and provides one of the options for anyone that would like to dine there.
Or, like we said at Scarborough, anyone who wants to be there. Here's Mark.
Yep. Well, there's certainly no shortage of things to do in a place like this, and obviously Pig and Whistle's just one of the places that you can be, and there are multiple floors of things to do here.
Such as time zone where we went today, down there. Here it is, there it is there. Time zone just down there. So yes guys, plenty of things to see and do there at Indropilly, and then the bank there, here, cinema complex, you name it, they have it.
Yep, absolutely. They do have absolutely everything that you could, well, not everything you could want, but certainly from an entertainment point of view, they've got endless places to take money off you, that's for sure.
Well, this is only a short show today because we brought you a big one last week. So we will see you next week for another adventure. But until Mark and I see you next week, it's goodbye from Indropilly.
Goodbye everyone. Have a lovely time until we see you next.
Bye-bye. Well, we hope that you've enjoyed our second Indropilly shopping centre experience and time zone. And here's Mark, good afternoon to you. Thanks for coming and helping me out here today.
A pleasure as always, Barry. And we might say that it's now tomorrow in terms of our original video. It's taken us a little while to get the technology sorted out, to get the videos from my phone onto the computer, sorted out with the highly technical result of turning the phone off and back on again, and what do you know, it worked.
And to conclude episode 37, the related episode 37, we'd like to go over some of the rules. Okay? Don't pick up your rubbish in the shopping centres and go because it is a disgusting habit. And like Mark and I have already said on the shows we've brought to you so far on Out and About, the shopping centres are not rubbish dumps. Here's Mark for his opening and closing on this subject.
Quite right, Barry. And it isn't just shopping centres, it's a recurring theme. Doesn't matter where you are. Littering is just unnecessary, I suppose, is the most inane thing about it. It's easy enough to just pack it up, take it home and dump your rubbish. Or if you're somewhere public like a shopping centre or out in a park that has bins, use the bins. They can't be that far away.
And there is absolutely no excuse, guys, for littering anywhere. Not even here at Brave in the house. There is a bin out there. So next Monday, we're going to be doing a subject called In the Studio. Here's Mark to tell you about it.
I'm actually looking forward to this one a lot, because when it comes to the technology and the putting together of these videos, I am completely ignorant. So it'll be an experience for me to see how Barry actually puts the show together. I'm usually only involved in the video part of it. The technical part has always been Barry's domain, so I'm going to be getting a lesson.
So there will be an out and about session, but later on. Now, I got a letter from NDIS yesterday, just today actually, and hopefully, fingers crossed, all will be good, and I will let you know when the last out and about is. So stay tuned for that bit of news. But to close the belated episode of episode 37, Out and About, we'd like to thank you for tuning in so far. Here's Mark.
Absolutely, Barry. And the more the merrier. And as we've said in the past, if you've got anything that you would like us to look at in regards to how accessible it is or user-friendly it is when you are restricted by a wheelchair, let us know so that we can do some investigation.
And like we've said, we value your feedback on the show, no matter what it is, whether it's in a cab or you want to know how we put it out and about together, please feel free to ask us some questions. Ask me some questions about Bray Park. What do I do during my off time? Anything you like. I'm free for questions. If there's anything that you like us to cover, whether it's here in the studio, please do let us know. Here's Mark.
Absolutely. As I said, I'm looking forward to the more technical aspect of how it's done, because, as I said, I am totally ignorant to the process, and I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing how Barry puts the show together. I know that it'll be information only for me, because I don't feel capable of playing on the computer to generate this kind of information for you. So, especially for next week, if you've got things that you'd like to know in advance about how the system works, please ask.
Because I'm free for anything, and as always, I close the show with this important message again. 000, please do not ring that number and be a fool with it, because it could put someone at risk. And that's where I'd like to close the show with that. And again, Mark, now to close episode 37, the belated episode 37 with that.
Thanks, Barry. And absolutely don't use 000 frivolously. It's only there for emergency services, and anything that interferes with its capacity to work only hurts other people. So restrict it to emergencies only, and everyone will get the benefit.
And that is episode 37. We do hope that you have enjoyed it, and we will see you in, well, after this day, it will be 5 days. So see you in 5 days after this in the studio with Mark English and Barry Pierce.
Thanks, Barry.
You know where we bring the show to you. So until we see you on Monday at 10 o'clock, you know where you can find us. Here's Mark for his farewell.
Farewell, everyone, and have a great week until we see you next. Think about questions that you can ask us and put us to the test. See you next week.
And see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye for now.